Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We're back again everybody, we're back with another fragrance review right here guys. And today I will be talking about the latest by Kilian fragrance, a flanker of one of their GOATs. One of their most popular fragrances ever has another new flanker for the fall winter season of 2025. So today I will break this fragrance down to y'all bit by bit. So hope you guys are excited. Let's go. Now before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 27K. So please continue all your support guys. Deep dive into my over 900 no hype videos. It's an extensive library that goes back 4 or 5 years. So please enjoy them guys. I do review them no hype straight from the jump. So a lot of my reviews are really not influenced by all the crazy hype that happens afterwards. So if you want to get the initial type of no hype review, this is the spot to be. Thank you so much for all your support. And the fragrance that we'll be talking about today is none other than the latest by Kilian fragrance. This is none other than by Kilian Angel Share on the Rocks. Yes, by Kilian Angel Share on the Rocks. Obviously, the latest flanker to by Kilian Angel Share, which is, in my opinion, the house's most popular fragrance to date. That has multiple flankers at this point. Okay, now what got me truly excited about this was the whole on the rocks thing, right? Because vodka on the rocks is definitely one of my favorite fragrances out there. Definitely compliment getting, you know, slaying type of fragrance. And although this isn't vodka on the rocks, they did infuse an on the rocks type of accord into the classic Angel's Share. Now, of course, with that being said, there's going to be a lot of questions, you know, how much of Angel's Share is going to be here? How much differentiation are we going to get? Or is this going to be heavily redundant to the original Angel's Share? So let's go talk about this right here. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here, the latest by Kilian fragrance for 2025, Angel Share on the Rocks. Now before I continue with the opening, let's quickly do a recap of by Kilian Angel Share, so we kind of have like a baseline of where to go of. Now by Kilian Angel Share to me was one of the best releases of Kilian. I mean, you can see that with my OG review way back. This fragrance right here, Angel Share, had a very perfect like concept to final product match, because the concept was all about the Angel Share, the evaporated cognac in the oak barrels that was in the Hennessy vault. And really, it was perfectly executed with a nice boozy cognac accord, sweet spices, tonka bean dry, tonka bean sweet, as well as, of course, the oak cask accord that created that dry woodsiness that, again, would make you think about the Hennessy vault and the oak barrels, okay? But nevertheless, it became a mainstream hit because of this, and here we are, okay? This is definitely, I would say, Angel Share is the flagship right now of by Kilian, hence all the flankers, right? So let's start with the opening right here. So right here in the opening, you are going to get a fusion of Angel Share, the intro, the natural Angel Share intro with the On the Rocks accord. And what is in the On the Rocks accord? You are going to get crisp bergamot, a prominent grapefruit, as well as some uplifting and clean aldehydes. Okay, so this is the On the Rocks accord that goes with the classic Angel Share intro. Now, let me tell you guys that really this intro might, you know, fly over your heads, to be honest. Like, at least for me, first try, I was like, well, it's like Angel Share really, with like very minor adjustments. But the more I wore this fragrance and the more I sprayed this fragrance, I got to really nitpick a little bit of that On the Rocks accord. So definitely, if you spray this like I did just right now with maybe several sprays, you will definitely smell the crispness of the bergamot. It's more like crisp and clean, really. And the imagery of this is, you know, the On the Rocks, basically the ice, the cold, crisp ice that you get before you pour the cognac, right? And then the cognac is supposed to be like the warming part. So the thing I'll say is that it's both at the same time. So you don't get like an uplifting crisp bergamot, grapefruit, and aldehydes, and then later on like Angel Share comes in. They actually come in at the same time with the On the Rocks Accord blended in, and so you get a little hint of sharp citrus, clean citrus, crisp citrus from the bergamot, as well as, you know, the grapefruit right here. But nevertheless, the Angel Share intro classic is going to be here, right here in the opening. You're going to get the cognac accord, you're going to get the intro of the cinnamon spice, and definitely some slight woodiness from the oak cask accord. Okay, so now let's talk about initial sillage and projection of this one. This one right here is a lingering draw-in scent, much like the original Angel Share. It's meant for comfort. It's meant for a draw-in, but definitely the nice booziness is lingering around. And I would say that the On the Rocks Accord is more for the wearer. It gives a slight, you know, electrical jump, if you would say, a little nice crispness to the opening of Angel Share. But we all know, guys, that eventually, even with this sillage and projection, it's meant to just be comfortable. And so, you know, for a lot of people that are expecting beast mode, you're not going to get beast mode here. But I would say it's a nice lingering draw-in scent. Okay, so now let's talk about the mid right here of by Kilian Angel Share On the Rocks. Now, big question right here is, how long does the On the Rocks Accord go? All right, that is the coverage that we always talk about right here whenever there's something new on a flanker, right? So the crisp citruses, the grapefruit and bergamot, go max 45 minutes, which is really not a lot. Like I said, it's gonna be something that might fly over your head if you're testing this fragrance, but the more you spray it and wear it, you know, I guess it kind of becomes more noticeable. But eventually, the one note that passes through into the mid is going to be your aldehydes. Okay, your uplifting aldehydes, clean aldehydes, which is to me the balancer of the mid. Because really in the mid, you have a continuation basically of the Angel Share, you know, cognac accord, cinnamon spice, a little bit of woodiness. But the big difference right here in the mid is you have a continuation of the uplifting clean aldehydes. All right, so I would say it's more of like a balancer right here in the mid. It doesn't completely go into a dark gradient, which of course, I mean, by nature, Angel Share would, but you have some nice crisp aldehydes continue on past the 45-minute mark. I would even say going into 2 to 3 hours into the fragrance, blended in with that classic Angel Share smell. Okay, and finally, let's look into the dry down of this fragrance, guys. So a couple interesting things here, guys, is that there's a myrrh resin that's noted on all the literature right here. And to me, it's more ambery resin, maybe like some Peru balsam over myrrh. But definitely there is a small myrrh component here. I wouldn't even say it's that prominent. I would say that the dry down is a lot more ambery sweet. And of course, it's still going to get your sandalwood. You're still going to get some vanilla. You're still going to get, of course, your dry hay-like sweet tonka bean, classic Angel Share dry down with almost no changes. But to me, it's more ambery sweet. That's one thing I will say about this dry down. And also a big change right here is that it's not as like oak casky, I don't know if that's a word, versus the original Angel Share. The original Angel Share, you could really smell hardcore like dry woodiness from the oak cask. But here it seems more on the sweet side, more on the resinous / tonka bean side than like woodsy, like really, really woodsy on this fragrance right here. So the dry down, like I said, resinous, ambery, slight myrrh, and tonka bean. I don't know, it's still Angel Share to me. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance right here by Kilian Angel Share On the Rocks? Okay, so in my opinion, guys, okay, this one right here is not really like a big departure from the original by Kilian Angel Share. Okay, and I mean, that's up to you guys if you feel like the change or the slight change in the opening justifies buying like a new fragrance and like, you know, believing all the hype. But to me, I mean, I still got majority, like, you know, 85% Angel Share in this fragrance, Angel Share On the Rocks. Really, the minor tweak right here is gonna be your crisp on the rocks accord. But we all know that with a cognac accord, cinnamon spice, tonka bean, and amber, those more powerful, you could say fall winter notes will eventually blanket that and swallow it over. And, before you know it, you're back to original Angel Share. So it's not that big of a departure, really. And so I don't consider this something like groundbreaking. If you're looking for something like that, maybe Paradis is a little bit different than the original, but this one I wouldn't say is groundbreaking at all. Now, classic usage wise, of course, this is going to be your fall winter fragrance, and damn, it is hot here in LA right now. It's not the right time to wear this, but of course, once hoodie weather starts, coat weather starts, winter, definitely this is a nice fall winter fragrance right here. AC environments, if you guys would like, because of that adjustment in the intro, maybe that'll give that balance that you can wear Angel Share in somewhere hot and humid, but you're in AC environments, right? But definitely this to me is more of a fall winter banger, just like always, just like Angel Share exactly. Okay, so now let's talk about total performance on this one. This fragrance lasted up to 12 hours, no doubt. The sweetness from the resins and the tonka bean will really extend up to 12 hours. Will it be strong? No, it kind of like hugs you. It's kind of like a warm hug, which is what, this fragrance is meant to be for. But definitely I would say up to 12 hours, not too strong, but not weak either. You will definitely smell the sweetness, the warmth here in this ending of Angel Share on the rocks. Okay, and finally, let's talk about the full bottle worthiness of this fragrance as well as the price. Okay, what is my opinion on this? Because I feel like, there's not much to discuss on the actual fragrance, but let's talk about, is this something to consider collecting, right? So to me, this is a fragrance that can be a replacement bottle once your original Angel Share runs out. If you are willing to pay that $400 price, or I think they are selling travel kits right now of that thing. They're pretty smart. They already know. They already know that a lot of people will get decants anyways, which is my suggestion. But they are already selling these 10 mLs in Sephora right now, ASAP Rocky. So they know where this is headed. This to me is kind of like, again, it's either a replacement bottle for the original with a slight tweak, which I think is fine. It's not a big departure. And then, of course, for those that are, money conscious, of course, the 10 ml or a decant, I think will really suffice, and that's it. Because the problem is that the original Angel Share is now being really sold at discounters, discounter pricing, right? And so again, there's not much difference, and that's the thing. If you are money conscious, I think you're better off just like reloading and getting like another Angel Share. However, like I said, if you're a big fan of Kilian and you're all about their products, then, again, this could be a nice replacement to that. Not much differentiation right here, quite expensive, like $400. To me, if I had $400, I would kind of wait for these other things to come out in fall winter, but I would get like a 10 ml if I really ran out of Angel Share, which I haven't. Even after like a few years of owning a bottle, I still have a lot of juice in my full bottle Angel Share. So I guess I won't be replacing it anytime soon, but this could be a replacement right here. Definitely redundant in a way. So that's what I'm saying. You'll probably hear from other people that, there's nothing really truly groundbreaking about this. And really, in my opinion, I think this should be the end of Angel Share flankers. Don't you think, guys? I think that By Kilian should take risks and really bring out their old guns. Whoever's conceptualizing their old stuff, bring it out. And, this should be the end of the flankers of Angel Share. I feel like we've reached the high point. We're not going to get anything really new because the actual main product was good on its own. They got to make something new. If, By Kilian, you're listening, make a new product, still with a Hennessy type of like dark appeal, or something like Vodka on the Rocks, but definitely this should be the end of this, because really this is more like just a replacement for the original if you run out. And that is it. That is my no hype review on the latest By Kilian Angel Share on the Rocks. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance right here. Again, when I do these reviews, it's irrespective of the hype. I don't really listen to anybody. I just spray this thing and I go with what I know about these fragrances. But of course, I would love to know what y'all think of by Kilian Angel Share on the Rocks, okay? As long as your comments are respectful to others as well as myself, then I'll allow it on the channel right here. So I will see you guys on the next video. I did order the latest Elysium. Speaking of flankers, another saga that hasn't ended is the Elysium saga, because there's always a new frag head every day that, you know, falls in love with fragrances like Angel Share and Elysium. So I will get that very soon. I will give you guys the no hype review on that. So hope you guys stay tuned to this channel. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. God bless. Take care. Peace.